Hello and welcome to our special program Campus Debate. Today we will talk about the issue of career prospects for women in various sectors. Why is it that some jobs are being performed only by men? Also, why is it that in certain areas, in certain sectors, the representation of the fair sex is not adequate? Also, for women, the compelling need to strike a balance between tradition and modernity. And for a debate on this, we are in Banasthali University in Tong district of Rajasthan, and we are joined by a young and talented group of girls from this university who are all set to go ahead and take on challenges in their life and choose their own careers. Maybe not. Let's find out. Okay, first and foremost thing, all of you are a mix of courses from science, literature, and maybe certain other areas as well. What kind of idea was it, on which you based the choice of your career, be it literature, be it electronics, IT, or maybe MCA, MBA? Yes, please, one by one. I'll come to you one by one. Yes.
It was purely interest, the interest in the subject. I loved literature when I was a child and I made it my career, though I was a science student till class 12th. It was my choice, my love for the subject that made me choose it as a career.
It was the choice, love for the subject. Does that stand true for the electronics and IT people as well? Okay.
It was basically the need for a long-term career. I may have gone for civil or mechanical, but again I choose electronics because there is a lot of scope for it. I mean, I can work in MNCs and not go on field. So that is
looking at the long-term prospects of it. Was it only the long-term plan or your own choice? Was it actually your own choice?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. And will it continue to be your own choice when we are going to talk about a career in different sectors, when we are talking about finding a job maybe? Maybe. Where is maybe? Okay, who said maybe? And why that maybe is?
Actually, because it's up to our parents also whether they'll allow us to move in that ID sector or not, in that ID company or not. When I'm in MCA and I'll be in that ID sector. But the thing is, if my family will allow me, I'm in a dilemma. Like, if company will send me out of the country, then will my family allow me to move over there? There comes a point.
Okay. Will the family allow this to happen? Anyone else with maybe? Yes.
Even the sense of security even matters. If I will choose a place for a job, even if the place is not secure, I will not go there.
Sense of security is also another very important aspect which will add to it. Any other maybes? Oh great, there are too many maybes now. Let me come upstairs. Yes, who was it? Okay. Yes, please.
So maybe because now, like, I'm placed. So the city which I'll be going for joining, that depends. If they are sending me far south, then I'll not go.
The places will matter.
The changing priorities with age, with the kind of responsibilities that are on our shoulders, maybe that determines it too.
Changing priorities, security, safety, location, and maybe one of our friend out here said that it'll more or less depend on the family. That brings us to a question of striking a balance between modernity and tradition. Why is it that only the women have to go ahead and strike a balance between tradition and modernity? Anyone else? She's been speaking long. Yeah.
I don't think it's only the women now. Times have changed, and since the time we were kids and now that we are in our masters, I think times have changed and men too share the responsibility, plus striking a balance. That is a personal choice. And yes, we do strike a balance when we go on, because at the end we want to be happy, and we cannot be happy going to the extremity. There's always a middle part, the grey part, which we follow.
It's a personal choice, is it? Is this a personal choice? Okay, let me come to you.
When you say why, when you ask why, it is obviously because this is how it has always been. Now, is it just? Obviously not. It is not fair, because why should, now that we belong to a modern society, it is not just for one particular sect or one sex to follow the traditions and the other to go ahead in their own lives. We should also get a fair chance. But then again, it is not, we've come a far way, and changes are always gradual. So it is not like it is not changing. Yes, it's changing. Whether at a slow pace or at a fast, that is for us to be able to judge and change again.
Okay. Yeah.
But then I feel it's not just about the society. The society might actually permit us to pursue any career we want, but it is in fact a personal choice as well. I mean, if my mother is very good at something, she might pursue a job in that field. But if she is having a child, she will obviously, it will be her moral duty to take care of the child, and she will voluntarily give up things
Okay,
for
then
her family.
there are certain times when this choice has to be followed. Yes, you wanted to say something?
Sir, actually, women have always been associated with affection, love, and care. So that has been our part. That we are supposed to carry on that tradition. And that's where we have to juggle between modernity and this tradition. That we want to be a part of that old patriarchal society, or we want to move ahead.
But then striking
Okay,
a
yeah,
balance means that you have that, like, you cannot just tell the women that you have to do all these stuff, because then it means that there's no balance. Balance means that the entire society, whether it be the men or the women, they have to take care of every responsibility together. Only then we can strike a
So
balance.
it's the responsibility of both men and women to ensure that the balance between tradition and modernity is being struck. Yes, please.
Sir, well, I think that it is the insecurity of men especially, that the dual role responsibility lies upon the women. And it is the mistake of women there that they don't show that they are so capable. I think it is the most difficult job for every girl sitting here, and girls in general, to become like their mothers. I think they're the biggest role players, biggest role model that ever can be. Being a housewife is a very tough job. The various careers, in the various sectors, the job girls and boys, everyone is doing. Like earlier there were boys only, now the girls are also coming. The girls, they adopt for a job, they become seniors, but I think it is the most difficult job, and the males have the insecurity of that is why the responsibility of dual roles, because you will be managing whether the thing it is as small as this.
So basically what you're saying is that the domesticity, the entire idea of domesticity, of women being responsible for household work, is something which is also in a way detrimental to the growth of the career growth of a women. So where lies the solution as far as this particular problem is concerned of striking a balance? Okay, I'll come to you.
I feel till the time the choice is with women, like where the balance lies. If they're not dictated terms that you have to do all these things, till then there's no, you cannot, there can never be any balance. But when the choice will come, when the women themselves can take the responsibility that what all and where they have to stop, then we'll, a proper balance will be created in the society. And for it, I feel every, segment of the society have to come together.
Every segment of the society will have to come together. We'll come back to you as well, and we will talk about certain other issues. We will talk about several other aspects of, the career prospects for women, the growth of the career prospects for women in particular. Also, very interestingly, we're going to look at the entire idea of why in certain sectors there is not adequate representation of the fair sex. What holds them back, or what holds us back for giving them that adequate representation? Let's take a short break out here. Welcome back. We've been having a discussion on how the career prospects for women can be made a little more, better, and also the opportunities can be enhanced for the fair sex. And we had some interesting comments coming in from this young group of girls who are all, some of them are almost on the verge of going ahead and starting their respective careers in, of their own choice. My question in this part of the show is, why is it that in certain sectors there is not adequate representation of women? All of you are from studying varied subjects, be it literature, IT, electronics, MBA, MCA, pharmacy as well, if I gather it right. Why is it that the representation is not, that adequate in certain sectors. Starting from engineering, not adequate representation in mechanical engineering, I guess, if I'm not wrong. Is that right? And why is that so?
So maybe because in mechanical and civil engineering jobs we have to go on field and work, like we are posted in some industry, in some chemical factories and all, there we have to work. But supposing we take a career, we choose a career in CS, IT or EC, then we have some fixed jobs, we have office hours, we have an office time like 9 to 5, then we are free and we can take care of our home as well.
Okay.
It's about dignity and physical strength as well. Women are proven to have a lesser physical strength as compared to males. And apart from that, certain jobs like teaching are called like dignified posts and all.
Physical strength, field jobs. Yes, please.
So that's what I want to say, that it is the process of socialization. Women from a very young age, they are told that you're physically not that strong, and maybe even mentally you don't have those technical skills, and that's why we feel that difference. Even you leave aside any branch, even if we go for engineering, the ratio is very weak. It is very less, and that the reason behind it is the process of socialization.
Okay.
So moreover, if we keep the society aside and take a female as an individual, the job satisfaction, the tenure of the job, the success that person can attain or achieve as compared to the male counterpart also plays a very significant role when compared to profession.
Success, the rate of success also plays important
In
role.
fact, I feel society plays a very important role because I might be able to do a lot of things, but I'd actually take an example of class 10th NCRT books for Pol Science. My brother was reading it and there was a statement, the roles and duties of the president, her roles are. And he was like, is there a grammatical mistake? Her roles are, and it's talking about the president. It's a social cliche. It is assumed that the president cannot be a woman. I mean, ignoring Pratibha Patil, before that, I don't think any child would know that these possibilities exist for women as well.
Okay. Adequate representation once again in several fields. Yes,
Sir,
please.
actually we are being categorized on the basis of our abilities. Like we have the women, they are being considered as now the times have changed, but then we have the family pressures, the sense of security that determines what kind of job we can step into.
Family pressure, sense of security, this determines what kind of pressure. Let me go downstairs. We're very, I guess all of you are tempted to go ahead and speak on this particular point.
So what I think is that the problem lies in having the lack of courage in women, because what if we think that we have to do it, we can't do it. So we have to make understanding, make people realize that what we want to do, make them think that yeah, we are right, and then we can do it. It's only women are less because they're having the lack of courage. It's not the pressures. It's come from within. If you have
Lack of courage, a very interesting counterpoint coming in from there. Is there a lack of courage? Is that what the point is? Yes, please.
If we see the women entrepreneurs, the ratio is very less as compared to men entrepreneurs. This is because the men don't want to follow the rules and regulations imposed by the women. They have the male ego. That's why.
Male ego, okay.
Well, sir, I want to say that girls don't want reservation at all. Why don't we put reservation for boys? I am allowing 40% reservation for all the sectors for the boys.
Okay, we'll come back to that point. That's a very interesting point, and that's also again going to be very keenly debated. I have some literature students out here. My question is that our friends from the engineering side say that this is not happening, because the field, it's a field job. People don't go to mechanical engineering, girls don't go to mechanical engineering, or maybe because it's not a 9 to 5 job, or it requires a certain level of physical strength. That doesn't seem to be the case. Literature seems to be a very preferred area for the fair sex. Why is that so?
Sir, there are some stereotypes which have built up over the ages. Taking care of kids, teaching kids, even at the college level, that is considered something very feminine. And if a guy in my family stands and say, after BSc IT, I want to do a B.Ed, people will laugh on his face. Why are you doing? Your sister can do that as well. Please go on the field. There are some stereotypes which you want to fulfill. And as far as the point of courage is concerned, I think, after a while, you struggle. But how many people can you offend in your family? After a limit, you think, okay, fine, if in this lies the happiness of the entire family, let's just give up.
So once again, stereotypes.
So it's just that you can't do any job. Like if a girl is saying that I have to do a job with certain hours, but everyone can't be a teacher also. For that also you need to have some interest in your job, but whatever you do, you have to have interest in that.
you can't choose anything on the
You have
pressure.
to have, you have to have interests. There is a very interesting point being raised by my friend out here, that it's because we follow stereotypes, and obviously in the entire conversation so far, almost most of you, if not all of you, have admitted to the fact that sometimes it's family pressure as well. So basically it starts from within our own family. We will have to change the mindset. Is that what the solution is? Yes. Or is there something else? Yes, please.
Before changing the mindset, we first need to gain that level. First of all, we should be equal in terms of education. Only then can we go to the psychology of people. In the earlier times, female education has not been given that importance. Now the scenario is changing and will change the other aspects as well.
Equal in terms of education. Yes, please.
So actually what is the basic problem is, just when, see, if we are in nursery class, if two kids are playing and the male section is crying, the teacher will tell him, why are you crying like girls?
Okay, so interestingly, there are several factors like stereotypes and family pressures. Also, some of my friends out here believe that the discrimination starts at a very early age. So we will have to go ahead and get rid of that entire concept of discriminating between a boy and a girl before we ensure that there is adequate representation for the fair sex in all sectors. They get as much representation as is required. We'll take a short break here, and when we come back, we will also talk about the need for reservation for women in various sectors, specifically politics. Welcome back. So the last segment of our special program, Campus Debate, brings us to the question of the need for reservation for women. Now, there are several legislations and there are several ideas being floated. For example, there is already a reservation for women in panchayats and local bodies, and a bill for reservation for women in parliament as well as assemblies, 33% reservation for them is pending with the upper house. It is already passed by one of the houses, that's the lower house. My question is, the government thinks that there is a need for reservation. Do you guys think so?
No.
Okay, who says no? Let me come to you first.
So we don't think the reservation should be made because the main starting line should be the same for all, for men and women. The starting line should be same. But when they give reservation because when a woman stands for the politics, she goes for the elections. The men puts all its power, all its physical power to suppress her. So then the reservation is required.
No, but that's what the point is. The reservation is to ensure that the starting line, at least the starting line is the same.
We always say that men and women are equal. So why we need a reservation? So when we always say that means men are like equal to women and women are like, so why?
Isn't it to bring women on the same level as men are as of now?
So reservation itself is a differentiation. It's the first step towards differentiation. We do not need any reservation. We are capable enough, we can challenge everyone, so reservation is not required for women.
Maybe not those guys. Oh my God, too many hands. Let me go upstairs now. Okay, let's start one by one. Let's start from here. Yes.
Okay, sir. Just because I and you feel that women should be treated equally doesn't mean that we are treated equally right now. And we cannot choose to turn a blind eye towards the fact that women right now need a jack to come up and represent themselves.
Need a push.
Yes,
Need a push to come to that
jack.
level
Yes,
playing field.
Yes. Until and unless we are at that level, we cannot say that women do not need reservations. They do need it.
Okay, great.
So maybe back 40 years we needed reservation because women were not so much forward in studies and all. But now I feel that they are on the same level, men and women. Just they need, by giving reservation, you are proving that we are not capable of coming to that stand.
Let's not forget that when we talk about reservation for women, we're talking about specific areas. For example, this bill for reservation for women is for giving them an equal opportunity in the field of politics, an area where we don't see many women coming out. And the reasons we have already almost discussed in the second segment of our program, that there are several reasons, maybe because of the politics being a very tedious job, being a field job, maybe it's not a 9 to 5 job. There are family pressures as well. So to bring women at least to the same level, that's what the idea is. Is that not okay? Okay.
So of course we need reservation. How many female representatives we can see in parliament right now? There are not many. So of course reservation is required, and after a stage where yes, now we can feel like men and women are, maybe after 20 years men and female are equal, then we can say reservations are not required. But right now, yes, reservations are required.
And so moreover, people actually look at the point that reservations are kind of a discrimination because we are educated. The point is you're looking at yourself, you're not looking at the many women who are not educated. So this will actually give them a platform to work towards something.
Not looking at that part of the society which is not that educated.
There is no problem with reservation. The problem is where the reservation is placed. You can place the reservations at the school level and the college level. You can give them equal opportunities by teaching them, by making them equal counterparts of their males, by providing them equal knowledge and opportunities to grow.
But I guess that has already been done. There is free education for women. They've already been given reservation, free admissions for women in schools. So I guess that is not a problem.
But the need to ensure that there is no discrimination, at least at the initial stage.
So what I feel, reservation is no solution. Like if we even talk about politics, like if we go for panchayats, we know that is a very clear scenario that, these male politicians, when there's this reservation for women, they put their wives in that post, and it is the male who is like controlling the entire scene. So just reservation won't help. It is again, we need to change the thinking of the people. Just
we'll have to get rid of the idea of driving from the back seat. Is that what it is?
It is, for some reason people think that reservation is a way of belittling that sect, but that is not so, because unless you get a push, you will never be able to move forward if you're already lagging behind. And we do need that push. Accepting it does not mean that you're not capable enough. They're not questioning your capability. They're only trying to help you out. And unless that acceptance is there, it is not about your ego here. It is about being able to accept that you need to move forward and you're not able to because there is something that is holding you back. So you can take it as an incentive, as one step. It is not that this is not the only solution, but this is one of the solutions, and you need to realize that.
This is one of the solutions. Yes, please.
I feel that reservation would, in any case, leads to quality deterioration. One who's capable to do that work has to do that work. It should be a clear game, and facilities should be provided.
Okay, interesting viewpoint. Yes.
So we fight for, we say that we want equal rights, we want no discrimination. Okay. But again, if you're asking for reservation, that means we are saying that we want to be discriminated on the basis of our...
Okay, great counterpoints. Let me go downstairs now. You guys up there have had a lot of chance. Yes, please.
So women are equally capable, but somewhere they hesitate to make a career in politics. So this reservation attracts them to join politics.
Okay, it is a sort of incentive to go ahead and come to that particular field.
I believe when there was no reservation, that means politics is open for everyone. Everyone can go in and speak about their and the team they are representing there. Now, government has opened up their reservations just because they want women more inside the parliament and speak about the things which are going outside.
Reservation alone, they can't change anything. We are giving reservation for like so much time now. So
Great. That brings us to the most important point. Then what is the solution? If reservation alone also is not going to bring women at par with the other sex and give that much required push, as my friend was saying, where lies the solution then?
So changing the mind.
Okay, great. Let me come one by one.
So the push is required. It will come from within the people who will change their mindset. The male counterparts who allow their wife to go for election, they should allow them to decide and take the decisions and not them. The stereotype thinking that we were talking about, politics is a kind of a field where it is said it is not fit for women, but it is ultimately us and the society who will have to believe that yes, it is fit, and we will, that's how it will be.
Okay, yes.
So more than males, females should actually, have a stronger stand. They should have the courage to do what they want to do, to actually pursue what they want to pursue, and not be, and actually, just not go against the family and create a chaos, but actually plant a seed of logical thinking into everybody.
To take a stand. Yes. Yes. Anyone? Yes.
Isn't it what women do every day in their lives? We keep on striking a balance between family, between our relations, our own perspectives, modern traditions. So it is something which we are naturally capable of. We are bureaucrats, we are diplomats in every way. So in fact, we should have been the ones standing over there in majority, and the men should be in, minority out there.
Yeah.
So when the woman can manage and lead her family so well, then why can't she do wonders in politics if given a chance? Reservation is not at all required at that part also.
So reservation should be included. Like there was LPG policy in 1990s when the foreign companies came in, the domestic people, they strive more harder. They produced quality products to beat the competition. So it is same for the women and it is same for everything. If reservation will be there, they'll always feel secure that there is something, they'll definitely get the seat. So there should be no reservation and they should take a step.
Mindset has to change. The social mindset has to change, and also very interestingly, as all of you pointed out, that the onus also lies on women, because they will have to go ahead and take that first step to ensure that their sisters, they themselves are empowered and their rights are not trampled upon. So this was it from Banasthali University in Tong district of Rajasthan. We'll come back next week with a different topic from a different place and with a different group of young people. Till then, keep watching Rajya Sabha television.